Vous voulez toujours été informé sur ce qui passe en Haïti tant qu'à l'étranger? Un seul rendez-vous. Zoom Haiti News à Caribbean Television Network.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Sac Nouveau, votre émission quotidienne diffusée du lundi au vendredi de 21h à 22h, présentée par Caribbean Television Network en partenariat avec le cabinet Gédéon Morales, votre partenaire de confiance pour toutes vos démarches liées à l'immigration. Sac Nouveau est dédié à l'information et à l'accompagnement des immigrants haïtiens sur les questions migratoires aux États-Unis et à l'international. Notre objectif est de vous fournir des analyses claires, des conseils pratiques et des ressources essentielles pour faciliter votre intégration et protéger vos droits. Restez connectés à CTN pour des informations fiables et actualisées. N'hésitez pas à nous contacter pour toute question ou préoccupation concernant votre parcours migratoire. Ensemble, construisons un avenir meilleur.
Tous les jours, Caribbean Television Network vous présente CTN Info. CTN Info. Le journal qui éclaire votre quotidien avec une compréhension fidèle et objective des événements en Haïti, à Boston, à Miami et bien au-delà. CTN Info, c'est bien plus que des nouvelles, c'est un lien entre vous et votre communauté, où que vous soyez. Chaque soir, du lundi au vendredi de 8h à 9h, plongez au cœur de l'actualité avec des reportages exclusifs, des interviews captivantes et des analyses qui vous concernent vraiment. CTN Info vous apporte des perspectives authentiques façonnées par nos histoires, nos luttes et nos espoirs. Ne manquez pas ce rendez-vous quotidien qui fait résonner nos voix et nos expériences. CTN, notre histoire suivant notre propre compréhension.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. We are going to talk to our great friend, Ambassador Denfoot. Everybody in Haiti knows Denfoot right now. He was the former special envoy from the U.S. to Haiti, and he resigned in protest in 2021 about the policy of the Biden administration about Haiti. Ever since, he kept making prediction about the situation in Haiti, and it seems like he's always right. So we're going to talk to him today about the latest decision of the Trump administration to designate two Haitian gang as foreign terrorists. So we're going to see the pros and cons of this decision. Good afternoon, Ambassador Foot. How are you doing?
Bonjour, mes amis. I'm doing very well, Emmanuel. How are you?
I'm doing well. I spare you the Haitian Creole today, so I know you are working on your Haitian Creole. So we're going to keep it in English today. And
Excellent.
it seems like you have been right from the beginning about the situation in Haiti until now. How do you analyze the latest evolution of the political situation in Haiti?
I don't think much has changed in the last several months other than this kind of rotating, revolving door of acting prime ministers that the illegitimate government is going through. Looks to me like Haiti's kind of stuck in reverse, and the government is not able to do anything, and the gangs continue to control the streets in Port-au-Prince and throughout much of the country. And if somebody doesn't take some assertive action, it's just going to continue to erode as it has for the past few years.
I know you made a certain number of recommendations when you were special envoy to Haiti, but unfortunately the Biden administration did not follow them, and we ended up with a presidential council with 9 members, which is very struggling right now. Have you done any assessment of the work that this current CPT has been doing?
To be honest with you, I haven't followed closely, so I don't want to act like I'm an expert in their work. But as I mentioned, I just haven't seen much progress in any direction. I know that their big task is to hold elections, which is not the key to success in Haiti. And I think they're working on that to a certain extent, but education, healthcare, security in the streets, etc., is not going on in Haiti. So if the government is not providing essential services, then the government is not working.
So the Trump administration recently decided to classify two Haitian gang, the Vivre Ensemble and Grand Grif, and the Artibonite, like in Haiti. Now, everybody seems to have some question. People have hope, thinking that classifying the gang as foreign terrorists might bring some more opportunities. First, tell us, what do you think about this decision? Is it like good, bad, or mixed?
It depends if you're a good guy or a bad guy, I guess. But to me, it's a great decision. And this is a decision that I and some of my colleagues have been pounding the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the Biden administration, now the Trump administration again, to do, because we in Latin America, without designations as terrorist organizations, we cannot fight these gangs and other criminal organizations with all of the tools of the U.S. government. Now that they have classified these two gangs in Haiti as terrorist organizations, much more tools are available to the U.S. government. Now, I don't want to get everybody's hopes up, because the Trump administration needs to decide to use these tools in Haiti, which I'm not terribly optimistic that they're going to. But what a designation as a foreign terrorist organization does is it enables the U.S. government to freeze the assets of these designated groups and individuals with all of the world countries that are part of the SWIFT financial system. It also prohibits U.S. citizens and businesses from engaging in any financial transactions with the terrorist organizations. Anyone who provides material support to designated foreign terrorist organizations can and will be prosecuted under the laws of the United States. It gives us a better entry into international cooperation. As I said, once we do that, then the SWIFT banking system around the world can be mobilized to seize assets and to also impose sanctions on folks around the world. Obviously, nobody from these gangs can get visas or immigrate or anything like that. And it also increases public awareness in the United States and around the globe about what's going on in Haiti. So while I'm not sure they fit the strict definition of a terrorist organization, what they're doing is the exact same thing as a terrorist organization is. They're terrorizing the population in Haiti. They are making it impossible to live a normal life. And without this designation, and when I was special envoy, we were quite limited in what we could do against the gangs. And so what's the practical effect of that? If the Trump administration doesn't decide to do anything, there's no practical effect. But if they do, we can now use better parts of the U.S. government that weren't available before. There are more intelligence tools available to the U.S. government under this designation. There are more law enforcement tools that could be used in conjunction with the Haitian government in Haiti. So it's a potentially positive movement, and one that has tied the hands of us in this Western hemisphere over the last 20 years, because we were trying to fight a fight against these terrible international criminal organizations with only a portion of the tools that we're able to use in Iraq with ISIS, Al Qaeda, in Africa, in Afghanistan, and other places where I've served. Now this at least provides the opportunity to use all of these tools against the bad guys on these two gangs in Haiti. I'd like to see a broader, just designate all the gangs in Haiti. Maybe they're going through that process. I don't know, but it's a
But
good.
was it necessary for the U.S. in order to help Haiti? So couldn't they intervene, help without like designating the gang as foreign terrorists?
Yes, they could, but only as we have in the past, which means I probably need to go get an international coalition, either the UN or another multilateral organization of military or law enforcement, people like the multilateral security support mission that's going on now. We'd have to put one of those together, it'd take long, et cetera. If President Trump decides to go after the gangs in Haiti, he can do it unilaterally. Well, he can do it, make the decision for the U.S. to get involved. He has to work with the government of Haiti, obviously, but he can now send troops, police, intelligence tools and assets, gathering kind of stuff that would prove critical to taking the gangs down, because we got to know what they're doing. We got to know what they're talking about with each other, etc. So the possibility is real that this could be a fantastic step for Haiti, but only if the U.S. presidential administration decides to actually take action in the country.
What next? Usually after the U.S. designate a gang as a foreign terrorist, what would be the next step?
I think the next step is going to be the same thing that we've already seen, except directed at these two groups, which means they'll impose sanctions, they'll freeze their assets or seize assets where they can, although I'm not sure that they're banking in Bank of America and Santander and stuff like that. So, and they can also start to look at other people who are providing support to these gangs. So if I have a weapons wholesaler in Miami that I know is selling guns that the gangs are exporting to Haiti, I can go in and I can prosecute that company. I can prosecute the person who is setting up the shipping for the stuff for the gang. So it provides kind of like a grip around these gangs with an aggressive posture with which we can kind of squeeze them. But just designating them as a terrorist organization doesn't do anything but let us get this iron grip. Now they would need to decide to kind of clamp down on the gangs. I hope that's the direction they're looking at, whether it's the MSS or whomever.
But Barbecue, Lomo Sanjo, all the gang, they don't have any asset in the US. They barely have bank account. How?
Well, that's the practical difficulty there, right? The banks, if they were, and I'm sure they have money in banks in Switzerland or in other Caribbean places, but they're probably not going to be a ton in these SWIFT banks that are members of this financial thing. So their money's all in different places. So practically, other than seizing the gold-plated Cadillacs before they leave Miami and going to the gang leaders in Haiti, practically there's not much they can do. But the sanctions, if we are able to determine the way that the weapons are coming into the country, and we need intelligence to do that, then this would be a wonderful way to shut down or greatly diminish the weapons trafficking into Haiti.
I know the US, Canada, UN, they publish a list. They released a list of people in Haiti, politician, member of business, private sector, people who support gang, and there are a lot of people, Michel Mateli, Laurent Lamotte, Joël Latortue, the member of, economic sector in Haiti. of the banking sector as well for some of them. What are the implications for those people as the gang are designated as terrorist organization? Would there be some kind of sanction for those people as well?
At this point, no, unless they are providing material support to the gang in some way, shape, or form. In order for the U.S. to use the same tools and sanctions, et cetera, to go after former government officials and other powerful people in Haiti who have been kind of dimed out by Canada, the U.S., and UN, that's going to be, I think, a little more difficult.
And the U.S. ambassador in Haiti, Denison King, he said recently in an interview with Metropole that the U.S. ambassador in Haiti usually they are in contact with the gang members if there is a problem to protect their employees. Would you think they would have to stop talking to the gang as well?
That's a great question, and I understand the need for the embassies, I guess, to reach out to the gangs, and I'm not sure how you stop the gangs from attacking down there in Tabar, but are they paying them money? What are they doing? That's really bizarre to me that he's acknowledged that he's in contact with the gangs. As long as the embassy's not providing material support to the gangs, it's okay for them to talk to them, but it's not okay for them to have any economic transactions at all, including if they were paying the gangs or making some sort of economic situation where the gangs were benefiting in order to leave the embassy and the residential compounds of the United States alone. So that's a great thing. And you notice every time you mention the ambassador, I kind of smile because he's been there, a year? Has he done anything other than meet with the presidential council and go on Twitter? I don't know. I don't know why the U.S. has an ambassador there. I don't even think Haitians want one, to tell you the truth.
So, but why would Donald Trump want to help Haiti, given he has a resentment for Haitian immigrants, and he is not hiding it? So why now?
This has nothing to do with Haitian immigrants. This has to do with deterring criminals. And that's why the administration has plucked up a bunch of people, 250 immigrants on the streets of the U.S. and sent them to a prison in El Salvador without any rule of law, with any due process whatsoever. So Trump is trying to send this message that he's the toughest guy on crime and there will be no criminals in this national emergency of crime that doesn't exist, by the way. There's no emergency on crime. The U.S. continues to be a damn safe place. But he is trying to send that message, and by designating folks that have caused the U.S. and other countries problems for many years as terrorist organization, that sends the message, I'm tough on crime. That's all it does. He needs, as I've said many times, in order for him to actually be tough on crime and for this to have an impact on Haiti, they need to take the next step, which is to decide on actual action to take on the gangs and to disable, dismantle, and destroy them.
So do you think that might lead to intervention of some U.S. troops to Haiti right now, although the mood is not to like foreign troops to be sent to Haiti right now?
I hope so, but you hit the nail on the head. Donald Trump does not want any American service members overseas that don't have to be. He's trying to pull us out of Syria, where we've been helping the Kurds, who I lived with for 2 years, immensely. He doesn't want our service members overseas. He acts like a tough guy until we need to be tough, and then there's no toughness whatsoever. He has no appetite for getting involved in a real fight. He just wants to bully and kind of show people verbally that he's tough, but I worry that he won't take real action.
And some fear that the Dominican Republic, Luis Abinader, he always asks for the gang to be designated as foreign terrorists. But some fear that Abinader might profit of this situation to send his troop to Haiti, given the UN like allow for countries that have for like foreign terrorists, it is possible for another country to go fighting terrorists, and if it is to protect the like national security interest of the country. So some people in Haiti fearing that Abinader might use this situation and then now go, and in the area where gangs like are controlling, like they might go to Waname, go to
that's
the
a
border.
realistic fear. I mean, that's a realistic fear on the Haitian side, because history tells us that when Dominicans get involved in Haitian politics and law enforcement and stuff, it's bad for Haitians, going back to Massacre and Trujillo and the terrible things that he did to Haitians. I believe that it would be very difficult for the Dominican Republic to take unilateral action by themselves with nobody else. And I can't imagine the UN Security Council or the 9-headed Haitian Presidential Council enabling the Dominicans to come into Haiti, given the history. No Haitian in their right mind wants Dominican security forces in Haiti, and rightfully so.
So right now, another fear is that for banking sector, like for businesses, I know whenever an organization is designated as foreign terrorist, now things might get a little worse from an economic standpoint. Given like some country, if you're going to buy like oil, other things, it might be more expensive because the requirement right now, they need more security deposit first and the insurance to transfer the goods as well. So now it might create
100%. 100%. It will have a negative. It'll probably have a negative impact on the economy, because just as you say, it's shipping, logistics, very complicated, and every country, every shipper, you need to insure your cargo. And if the place where you're going to has been declared less stable than it was last week, well, those insurance costs are definitely going to go up. I don't know, it's going to affect the people in Pétionville and Peggyville, that the up on the hill, the people who have homes and cars and stuff, but everybody else is so in such a bad situation already. I don't know that they're going to see a difference from it, to tell you the truth.
so do you think the gang, the barbecue right now has some good reason to fear it might be the end of their reign in Haiti now, given the situation has slightly evolved?
No, not yet. I think if in a week, a month, a year, the U.S. says we're sick of this and we're going to go in and work with the Haitian National Police or whomever and root out this gang, then barbecue's in big trouble. Right now, we've changed the rules of the game. So if we decide to go after barbecue, it's going to be a lot easier. But now we have to decide to go after him.
So the State Department also announced there is the OAS who is currently working to help finding a solution in Haiti and about the elections and other things like that. Do you think the current presidential council, they have some reason to fear that U.S. will install them, so they might just get rid of them anytime soon?
Yeah, there's always that fear with interim governments in Haiti. Oh my God, is Uncle Sam okay? Are they going to be okay with us? Are we doing the right thing? They're going to replace us. And they just want to stay in power. They don't care about elections, as you guys well know. I don't know I don't know what's going on in conversations about the presidential council, et cetera, and the OAS. But I will tell you, perhaps the only institution worse to get involved into Haitian politics than the Dominicans is the OAS, in my opinion. They're just not competent for it.
Why do you think that?
Because they never have. They've never proven an ability to dispute conflicts or to go in and help settle a governmental dispute and put a country back on its feet. They've never done it in the past, and they're trying to do it with one of the only countries in the hemisphere where they don't speak the language. OAS speaks Spanish. Everybody there speaks Spanish. I speak Spanish. Haiti doesn't speak Spanish. OAS, wrong institution.
So what step do you think need to be taken should the OAS, US, or whatever international partners they want to make goods on the report you produced like years ago? Where do you think they need to start?
An empowerment of Haitian society to get together in the way, shape, or form that you Haitians want to get together in, be it a constituent assembly or a national dialogue or however, provide some resources security-wise to do that so that people can come into Port-au-Prince or wherever. It could be OCAP, it could be wherever you decide, wherever's easiest to get to and create the security, and talk about the political future and come up with the way forward, as we almost had 3 years ago before Ariel Henry just dug his heels in and the U.S. dug their heels in. If we do that, then you can come out with a potentially credible Haitian leadership, temporary, obviously, and a credible, trustworthy partner for the Haitian people first and for the international community second. If we don't do that, we're just going to continue to commit the same mistakes.
Yeah, but it seems like the US is kind of, I would say, afraid whenever like Haitian come together to solve their problem. So that's the right thing to do. But
I guess I'm the only American who's brave enough to trust the Haitians, but it's the only solution. We know, we've seen through history, even if I'm scared that you guys are going to mess it up, the U.S. needs to let you go, because the minute we come in and say, you know what, Dan Foot's going to be the king of Haiti now, everybody in Haiti is like, well, that son of a gun, he's illegitimate, and it fails. It immediately fails. So they either got to do it the hard way, or Haiti's going to stay the same and continue to get worse.
so do you see any pathway for this current CPT to organize election anytime? Maybe 1 year, 2 years?
Maybe, but that's, again, elections is not the magic pill. Elections, eventually we'd like to get there so that the Haitian people can finally select their leadership themselves. But if we don't do it in a manner that the Haitian people trust, then we're wasting our time, just like we were with the Moïse election, where nobody came out, nobody trusted the results, it was anarchy. Haitians want to choose their own leaders. They're sick of the nonsense, and if we let them do that, I believe that's the only path forward, where Haiti can finally gain its sovereignty, get on its own feet, and the wonderful Haitian ethics and principles that I know can finally be put to work. But without that, I don't think the international community, I know the international community cannot put its hand on this scale and expect Haiti to get better.
How do you think the Asian government right now should deal with the U.S. Administration in terms of what kind of, I'm talking about support in terms of not money they want, but should they have the willingness to do the right things? Should they have like lobbyists and like Washington, or to do what do you think they need to
The Haitian government, we've seen it before. Their lobbies in government are a waste of money. We had Bochit, the former ambassador, up there spending hundreds of $1,000s a month on lobbying and partying and all that stuff. And what did Haiti get out of it? Nothing good, right? So no, you shouldn't be spending money lobbying guys in Washington. They should be lobbying Washington to enable a public dialogue in Haiti around which the Haitians can come together, not this stupid presidential council. You talk to Haitians, nobody accepts it as legitimate or useful.
Have anyone from the current administration, Marco Rubio State Department, contact you about anything that is ongoing, given that you have a long experience and everything you predicted seems to happen? Did they contact you to?
Let me say this, that indirectly there were some feelers put out after the election. And I explained that while I'm not looking to come back to work for the government, I would happily help with Haiti if we do things my way. And, I might as well told him no, because President Trump doesn't let anybody do things their way. But if we can't do things my way, I'm not going to be part of another failed attempt to fix Haiti by telling Haitians what to do. It's never worked and it never will.
But do it your way would mean what would you do?
Do it the way the Haitians want to do it. The political foundation is critical. And without a political foundation, we'll never get it together. We may never get it together anyways, but if it's a U.S. government construct like Ariel Henry or the Presidential Council or whatever is going to put together and hold the next elections, they're not going to be accepted. They're not going to be credible. And that's a failure of a year or two and a ton of money. And it's not going to make Haiti better. So get a political foundation from Haitians, and Haitians want one. What I'd love to see is somebody on the island step up and say, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm going to be brave and put something like this together and call Dan Foote down to help. And I'll go down there. I got nothing to lose. But I'm not Haitian. It needs to be Haitian. It can't be Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, and Michelle Sisson and Dan Foote telling you guys what you should do. It needs to be you telling us what you're going to do and us figuring out how we can support that.
So could you remind us some of the recommendation you made on your report, which was public before you left in 2021?
The biggest recommendation was at that point, as you know, the Montana group had been going for almost 6 months when President Moise was assassinated, and they really stepped up their efforts after the assassination, and the U.S. just ran away from them and ran directly towards PHTK and Sweet Mickey guy Ariel Henry, which was a terrible mistake. And I'm not saying the Montana agreement, as it first was in August of 21, was ready to go. It wasn't. Maybe 5 or 6 months afterwards, when we got all of the opposition politicians, and it was basically everybody in Haiti against 12 people, Ariel Henry and 12 fat PHTK guys, the U.S. stayed on the wrong side. If we back a process like Montana, a process of national dialogue, no matter who leads it, as long as it's kind of unfairly, and we ask the Haitians, what do you want? It needs to be done that way. Because what are we going to do with the gangs? Can I come in and say, oh, let's give them all, let's let them off the hook. They can give us our guns and we'll give them amnesty, or let's kill them all. I can't decide that. They've been decimating Haitian society. Haitians need to decide stuff like, what do we do with the gangs? How are we moving forward? What's our government setup going to be for the next year to the interim period to kind of get us ready for real elections? That's what needs to be done. Not just say, you guys are in charge, hold elections. No, there's got to be a connection to the Haitian people or it fails.
Okay, Ambassador, is there anything new you would like to share with us about the political situation in Haiti as it stands right now?
It's just sad to me. It's sad that the Biden administration had an opportunity and did not have the courage to take that opportunity. And it's not hard. The courage is just to say, okay, we trust you Haitians to come to us with a solution and bring that solution. Then we'll see. If it works, that'll be a miracle. That'll be the greatest thing of this century, right? Politically. If it doesn't work, it's the same as every U.S. plan anyways. So let's not go with something that's surely going to fail, another international plan, planned by Blondes. Let's go with the Haitian plan, which is the only possible solution I see forward, because Haitians need to control their country and their destiny, and they're smarter and harder working than I am. And I know that's not a high bar, but some of the most wonderful people in the world, and they've just been put in a difficult position by colonization and international meddling over the past 219 years.
So let me ask you some question about the Dominican Republic government. Luis Abinader seems like he has a precise agenda about the Haiti. And we talk about people's fear that he might send some troops. Why do you think, like right now, the Dominican Republic, the current government, they seems to have like their agenda is like sending every single Haitian to Haiti, but there are maybe more than that. You have some experience like in the region, you know how the situation is. Why do you think this kind of resentment from like the Luis Abinader government? Leonel Fernandez wasn't very great, but it was not that hard on Haiti.
So the dynamics on the island, and most people on the island know him pretty well, but I understand him from both sides. So in the Dominican Republic, most people, like in Haiti, are black, but they speak Spanish. They don't speak Creole or French. But it's the same demographic. But in the Dominican Republic, there's white people and then a bunch of mixed people too, as there are in Haiti. There's more. But for some reason, Dominicans think they're white. And Haitians know they're black. They're realistic. So Dominicans think they're better than Haitians for some reason. Not all Dominicans, but this is a long-standing xenophobic thing, going back to Trujillo. His mother was Haitian. He used to wear white dye so he wouldn't look so black. So the Dominicans are afraid of the Haitians. They don't understand their religion. They don't understand their language. But without Haitians, Dominicans can't build a building. They can't put a roof on. They can't staff a hotel, because all of the people doing the hard work in the Dominican Republic have been from Haiti for the last 30 years.
Are they afraid, or they have like past history, they have like something against? Because everywhere you go in Dominican Republic, Haiti occupied Dominican Republic like in 1825 something. So it seems like they don't get. So they don't go past that ever since.
No, you're right. And my answer to that is I get that. And that was bad, but that was 200 years ago. And it was only, 95 years ago that Trujillo massacred 30,000 Haitians in like 3 days in Massacre da Jabón. And let's move past that too. But you're on the same island. You're the same people. You come from the same. You have the same DNA, and there's no reason for. And also remember that 40, 50 years ago, Port-au-Prince in Haiti was much nicer than Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, and that could shift in the future. So I just tell my Dominican friends, help your Haitian brothers and sisters when they need it, because you never know how things are going to shift on this island.
You think there are some hope that Haiti we got like in like 50 years ago become like the same country where like some U.S. citizens go to vacation and then spend some.
So Haiti will never be the same country as it was 50 years ago, just like the U.S. will never be the same country. And that's what Trump thinks he can do. He thinks he can reopen the demolished steel mills here in Buffalo, New York, and go. He can't. And we can't go back 50 years in Haiti, but we can definitely. I need Haitian leadership to step up and do it, though. Not Haitian leadership that's worried about the U.S., the UN, and the international, but who's worried about Haiti. If I'm optimistic that the right Haitian leadership can put Haiti in a place where security can be reestablished, an economic foundation can be reestablished. If the people are part of the process, if the people aren't part of the process, it can't be done. I am optimistic it can be done. Look how fast the Dominican Republic turned it around. Mr. Frank Ranieri started Punta Cana, I want to say about 40 years ago, 45 years ago. And that has turned the Dominican Republic from a backwards Haiti until like one of the best tourist destinations in the world. Haiti has everything that the DR has.
Yeah, but it seems like when it's come to opportunity, like the businesses, they prefer Dominican Republic for many reasons. There is more security, but politically, it seems like U.S. is harder on Haiti than they are on Dominican Republic. Looks like Russia just get an ambassador to Dominican Republic. Things like we heard Haiti were prohibited to do. Jovenel Moise has some problem when he met some Russian guy. And why do you think this different? Is that geography, proximity? Like U.S. is afraid that should Haiti get like Russia got like embassy in Haiti, they are too close to them, but Dominican Republic can get it.
It's complicated. 50 years ago, the United States was terrified about the Dominican Republic. In 1965, we sent the Marines into the Dominican Republic after Trujillo's assassination and Balaguer, and it was terrible. So it was sort of reversed 50 years ago when I was 2 years old to how it is now. And like I say, we need to stabilize Haiti with Haitian leadership and not worry about the Dominicans. I don't think the Dominicans want anything to do with Haiti. And I think it's a lot of political posturing saying, oh, we're going to keep these Haitian black people out because us Dominican white people don't deserve that, when you're the same population. And so I'm not that concerned about that. But I saw the Dominican Republic go from way worse than Haiti to better than Haiti. And I know Haiti can do the right thing, but it's going to take leadership, and it's going to take vision, and it's going to take, rooting out corruption and oligarchs and all that stuff. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and in the last segment, it seems like France, they are willing to recognize like the debt that they forced Haiti to pay, and
that doesn't help anybody, right? That might make us feel better for 5 seconds, but how about giving some of that money back, France, is what I would say.
So you, Marco, they put like a council that has some historian, other people. Do you think there's a chance that like the French might accept to give the more than like $21 billion back to Haiti?
I would pursue it if I was Haiti. I'm not sure that there's a chance it'll happen, but if Haiti doesn't continue to pursue it and try to gain allies in its pursuit, it'll never happen.
What should Haiti, like Haitian government, do? Should, if they are serious about getting that money, they should contact like to put pressure on France so we can at least get some of that.
Your tocayo in Spanish, Emmanuel Macron, president of France.
So they should talk to, like Leslie Voltaire met him recently, and they talked about that.
No, so, I read about that, and yeah, I mean, I think he didn't say, no, you're crazy, get out of here. He seemed semi-open to it. So let's talk to the working level people over in his government and see what's going on here. And I don't think the last thing Haiti needs is like $21 billion dumped in it right now, because that'll all wash right into the ocean immediately. Haiti needs that money when it gets on its feet. Maybe they need a few $1 billion a year, but we've learned over time that if you just dump a bunch of money in Haiti, it goes corrupt immediately. Nothing gets built, and it lines corrupt people's pockets. So
yeah, but you think there's like a possibility they might find an agreement, like building some railroads, some infrastructure, universities, things like that. It might be more realistic demand.
That probably is more realistic. With things like that, support and help in infrastructure. I don't think France is going to say, we're going to build, but they might say we'll partner with the government of Haiti and stuff like that. So I think it's important to be realistic and pragmatic. But they crippled Haiti. Had it not been for the reparations that Haiti was forced to pay France, it took them 100 plus years to pay them off. Haiti might very well be in a much different position.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. It was a pleasure to have you. And as always, we enjoy talking to you, and hopefully we will have another chance to have you again.
Always my pleasure, my friend. You have a great weekend, a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
It was with us, former Ambassador Dan Foote, who has a very, very long experience working in Haiti. And this interview we did in English for our podcast, The Caribbean and Beyond, that you can get everywhere you get your podcast. We are going to keep talking about Haiti, and we're going to have other ambassadors like Juana Sanders and other people for the podcast. And I encourage you to download the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much. My name is Emmanuel Paul. It was a pleasure to be with you, and we give you another appointment tonight at 9 o'clock for the show like Sac Nouveau about immigration. And tomorrow we are going to have a representative from the New York DMV to talk about the Real ID. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Tous les jours, Caribbean Television Network vous présente CTN Info. CTN Info. Le journal qui éclaire votre quotidien avec une compréhension fidèle et objective des événements en Haïti, à Boston, à Miami et bien au-delà. CTN Info, c'est bien plus que des nouvelles, c'est un lien entre vous et votre communauté, où que vous soyez. Chaque soir, du lundi au vendredi de 8h à 9h, plongez au cœur de l'actualité avec des reportages exclusifs, des interviews captivantes et des analyses qui vous concernent vraiment. CTN Info vous apporte des perspectives authentiques façonnées par nos histoires, nos luttes et nos espoirs. Ne manquez pas ce rendez-vous quotidien qui fait résonner nos voix et nos expériences. CTN, notre histoire suivant notre propre compréhension.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Sac Nouveau, votre émission quotidienne diffusée du lundi au vendredi de 21h à 22h, présentée par Caribbean Television Network en partenariat avec le cabinet Gédéon Morales, votre partenaire de confiance pour toutes vos démarches liées à l'immigration. Sac Nouveau est dédié à l'information et à l'accompagnement des immigrants haïtiens sur les questions migratoires aux États-Unis et à l'international. Notre objectif est de vous fournir des analyses claires, des conseils pratiques et des ressources essentielles pour faciliter votre intégration et protéger vos droits. Restez connectés à CTN pour des informations fiables et actualisées. N'hésitez pas à nous contacter pour toute question ou préoccupation concernant votre parcours migratoire. Ensemble, construisons un avenir meilleur. Tous les dimanches soirs à 8h, ne manquez pas l'émission Opinion. En direct sur vos plateformes préférées, retrouvez chaque semaine 4 grandes voix du journalisme. Marc-André Jean de Clarity Times, Enoch Arisma de Référence FM, Emmanuel Paul de Caribbean Television Network et Jean Weekends Méronnet de Telegram 360. Ils passeront en revue les événements marquants de la semaine, avec des analyses pointues et des débats passionnés qui vous feront revivre les moments forts de l'actualité. Soyez au rendez-vous tous les dimanches soirs à 8h sur Facebook, YouTube, TikTok Et X, l'actualité comme vous ne l'avez jamais entendue. Une production hebdomadaire à ne pas manquer.